Niko hapa na seneta wetu bwana.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MJR YouTube channel for today's political analysis. Today I want to talk about the possibility of William Ruto winning 2027 a general election without much focus. And this is how I feel that William Ruto is making mileage towards presidency in 2027 without the opposition knowing. You know, Kenyans are repeating mistakes that they have done since 2007 around Raila Amolo Odinga. They are committing the same crime to Fred Okengo Matiang'i. The reason why I feel like we are not doing justice to Fred Matiang'i is the over-excitement around Matiang'i that will humor him to think that he is already a president without the votes being casted. Before 2022, 2017, 2013, supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga were lied to that it will be easy, that Raila Odinga will ascend to power very easily. But the most recent one was the 2022. If you had to go around Raila Odinga's strongholds, they were just saying that they are waiting for swearing in and that there will be no election as the Kenyans have made decisions and that Raila Odinga will go to State House unopposed, that the Kikuyus were going to vote for him for the first time, and that even if Kikuyus would not vote for him even by half, they only needed 1 million of Kikuyu votes. And William Ruto of today is going through what he went through in 2022 general election. And he had identified areas where there are real votes. But before I continue with this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you a clip of William Ruto's Narok tour today.
Aya. William Ruto Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe. Your Excellency, minda changanya na Kimasai kidogo utaniruhusu. Arodua ajoti yelta sati loti yene. Leme yolo ajoge nyana arda sineshoge. Aroni ngolta salado iwo peikili wana rais ajo paeta asa. Na ndara raito ke biriankong. Ayola ajuto ora daga tinare mingo do anyamongo. Eti lemme yongole nita indi kuna title li tenkara kinyo nejo ito etunga yogi de siadi. Netir kumok na nje majority lo tejo jeita ini. Etejo rais edoki nabo. Meeta oltung'ani ato bo lo ing'wari mishoro olchamba lenye. Meeta oltung'ani atangai ato bo. Neeku ore ngulala shara lainei lojo tebaiki nemishori title ni nejo maeta ilomon kumok. Ore title ni naitayioki na 25 na kishori pooki tung'ani. Na kayieu naitoki ajoki committee ujanda yiolo ajo meeta eng'oki sapuk anaa ning'wari enkerai yokishin ashu ning'wari enkolia meeta enkulukuoni nabo ina najo ore ntae kulo loogira amir peishori ntae title.
Do you know that real votes are with the people in the villages? Do you know the voters are people above 30 years going on? These are the people who have shown time without number that they take voting seriously and they understand the reason why they vote. Most of Kenyan youths doesn't know the meaning of voting. Of course, they color political rallies, they throng the stadiums, they accompany politicians, they are used as goons to attack the opponents, they are used to move around with the politicians in singing, chanting their praise songs. They have always composed songs to praise politicians. But when it comes to voting, youths doesn't take votes or they don't cast their votes. The majority of those who vote in Kenya are the elders. And these elders are in their rural villages. And this is what Ruto have mastered. Now, I have come to realize that President William Ruto have mastered the art of vote hunting. He knows the corridors where votes are hidden, and most Kenyans doesn't know, or media doesn't capture such places, or most of politicians doesn't go to those villages to hunt for votes. Now, 2002, William Ruto was engaged in presidential campaign for Uhuru Kenyatta as KANU Secretary General. 2007, William Ruto campaigned for Raila Odinga as a Pentagon member in ODM. In 2013, under URP and in Jubilee coalition, he campaigned again for Uhuru Kenyatta. That's a third presidential campaign. The fourth one was in 2017. And in the fifth one is the 2022. Then the sixth one will be 2027. Now, tell me, how many presidential campaigns have Rigathi Gachagua involved in? How many presidential campaigns have Fred Matiang'i been involved in? How many presidential campaigns have Eugene Wamalwa participated? How many presidential campaigns have Mukisa Kitui campaigned effectively? You will come to realize that when it comes to such, they are all junior to President William Ruto. William Ruto does not need Raila Odinga to campaign for him. William Ruto only needs a conducive environment, a peaceful environment, just a reception. If you give Ruto a reception only, William Ruto will turn tables. He did it to Uhuru Kenyatta in Mount Kenya. He did it almost in Western. Now he is doing it in Raila Odinga's support base. Because what? He was just given a reception. You know, William Ruto, if you give him that platform to engage with the people, just to interact with the people, it is enough for him to persuade them and to change their perception towards him. Do you know that Ruto have identified the tribes or the regions where he will get the votes? Forget about the big names. Ruto nowadays doesn't campaign in the central Rift Valley, in the counties of Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Kericho, Bomet, Elgeyo Marakwet. No. William Ruto have identified the pastoralists. Ruto have identified the Muslims. William Ruto have identified these other marginalized communities in Kenya, and that is where he is measuring for the next election. Now, do you know that William Ruto defeated Raila Odinga with only 200,000 votes in the last election? And it is said that these 200,000 votes, Raila Odinga lost them in the Bukusu sub-tribes, the Bungoma and Trans Nzoia counties. Those are the votes that Moses Wetangula brought to Ruto, which made him the president. Very simple. So, he is going to replace these votes with the Maasais. That's why Ruto has gone to Narok many times and Kajiado. Then after he captured Kajiado and Narok, he is going to go to Samburu, to Turkana, and to the Pokot of the North Rift. Then after that, Ruto will traverse the counties of Marsabit, Wajir, Wajir, Garissa, Mandera, coming downwards to coastal regions where there are marginalized communities. So this is where he is going to defeat the team which is going to battle this election with him. As much as Fred Matiang'i is popular, this over-excitement, how are they going to transform it into votes? And how are they going to transform the emotion around Ruto must go into real votes? Because if Kenyans want change, if Kenyans want Ruto out of office, then persuade them how you are going to transform their emotion into reality. That will be a tall order to Fred Matiang'i and Rigathi Gachagua's camp to do. Kalonzo Musyoka might be experienced in terms of presidential campaign. Rigathi Gachagua have just tested one, a very serious one, let alone those other ones, because even though they were campaigning for Uhuru Kenyatta, they majorly did it in Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard, that is Mount Kenya. He has never engaged in a very serious presidential campaign outside Mount Kenya for more than 2 elections. He tried it in 2022, but you know there was a very strong wind of Raila Odinga in the mountain, and therefore he had to camp in Mount Kenya to ensure that William Ruto secure the votes he had won for himself for the last 5 years of Uhuru Kenyatta's last presidential term. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking your time. And whoever is coming across this channel for the first time, please take a moment, a minute or two, to subscribe to our channel. And to our subscribers, we want to thank you so much for continuing supporting this channel. And may God bless you.